Okay, well what we're going to do in this video is go through a sample trade using the bots system just to show you how the system works and how it can provide high probability trades for your binary options trading. What we're looking at here is a sheet that's given to you in advance by master trader of the bot system, and the sheet just goes through the different trading systems that are used, that it's recommended that you use in order to get high probability trades going in your favor. So it's about 9 pages long, and provides a lot of information so that as long as you study it and you understand everything on the PDF, that when you actually sign up after spending money, you're in a pretty good situation. You can get stuck into it right away. On the first page here, we've got 3 different systems. We're just going to focus on the first one, trend trading, because it's so straightforward, and I think everyone understands going with the trend. That's pretty simple. One of the things that's recommended is that on the console, which you'll see shortly, you're given a view of 3 different instruments: GBP, USD, Euro Dollar, and USD JPY, in 5 different time frames. There's 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and 1 minute. And most useful for binary options is the 15, 5, and the 1. So when the trend line is going in the same direction in all of those different time frames, then you're in a good setup for a trade. And also we have these arrows. So there are these different colored arrows that are produced on the chart. But when you have 2 arrows, the 2 different colored arrows in the 1 arrow, those are 2 elements, whatever the criteria is used in the algorithm that produces these arrows. 2 of those criteria are lining up. So that produces a super arrow, which means the signal is more powerful. So when you get super arrows in those 3 time frames lining up where the trend is going in the same direction, that's an even more powerful signal. So you're looking for super arrows in the different time frames all going in the same direction when the trend lines are also all going in the same direction. And that's what we're looking for. And that when you have that situation come together, you've got these really powerful signals that produce high probability trades. And it works with going with the trend, and it's just as powerful as long as everything lines up in the different time frames with the super arrows and the trend lines. It's also just as powerful with counter trend trades as well. So it's very good. So that's the basic background. We'll go to the chart now and see what we can find and put together a trade. So here we are at the bots platform. On the left hand side we've got the pound dollar, 15 minute at the bottom, 1 minute at the top, 5 in the middle. And we've got a downtrend on all 3. And if you look at the right of these charts, you'll see an up arrow on all 3. So we're going over to Markets World. We'll enter a trade for, say, 3 minutes. And because it is a counter trend trade, we don't want to take too long. And but we'll just enter that to get that in there. In a bit of a hurry here. So there we go. Trades in, and we'll just see if this can settle. The computer's a little laggy here because I've got so much software running. We actually got into this trade a little bit late. The arrows showed up a little earlier than just now because the computer was lagging a bit. I had to wait before I was able to get in. But as you can see, we've got price pulling up here, and as it pulls back, this is where the arrows showed up. Just as the pullback turned around, we had arrows show up in all 3. And we've got price. We're kind of going in and out of the money here, but we've got all 3 arrows. If you expand the screen, you'll see we've got all 3 arrows. They're super arrows, white and green, in all three time frames on the left, in the 15, in the 5, and in the 1. The super arrows are pointing upwards. And although we did get into the trade a little late, because that is such a strong signal, even though we're in a bit of a seem to be in a bit of a consolidation here, I'm pretty sure they're going to continue up beyond that.
Thanks, Rick. Yeah.
Looking at the 5, there is still a bit of distance.
Mine is working fine.
It's just
but I know Dennis is fixing
yeah, there we go.
issues. So Ken,
Top end of the range there.
Happy you got out? You would have eaten all
No,
your
ideally,
sausage.
even though we did get that signal, and it's in a bit of a rush to get in, even though we did get that signal, seeing that we were in a range, it
Happy you got out, Ken?
may have paid to wait until price came back down to the bottom of that range to put the trade in.
Okay, this here, the yellow.
But
This is the
I
yellow
think we're going to
77.
find ourselves in the money. Well, we're in the money now soon, but I think we're going to find price
There it is,
pulling up
guys. Check it
out of that range and
1,
continuing
2,
upwards.
3,
It seems to
4,
be
maybe
consolidating
5.
around the top end of the range
So,
already.
Like I said before, guys, maybe in and out of 97 is what they're calling for the rest of the day.
About 20 seconds to
Maybe
go.
10 points down, 10 points up, 97, hanging around. They're just going to be hanging around. So this is why I was calling. Here's a great time for the pound USD.
I think we're going to be in
get
good
some
shape.
of its money back. As this guy crashed, you can almost consider this a crash. Okay, this is one hell of a crash here, guys. Let me check this out.
And there we go. Although that trade ended up being quite close, if we were actually able to act on the immediate signal when the arrows did appear, would have been a very comfortable trade.
So you gotta get the bounces in, guys. If this is going
As
in
mentioned
lower,
earlier, the trade actually occurred, the signals actually appeared
we'll go lower.
here.
But you need the bounces.
So if we acted on that, we would have had a very comfortable
What we're
trade,
doing right now.
spread out, say, over 5 minutes. So this is an example of but one trade. These signals, for the 2 hours each day, you get at least, most days you get at least 5, sometimes 10, sometimes more of these very strong signals.